Kyle Barefield from All Things Hunting, and we're in the process of skinning and caping this big mule deer. I want to show you a little trick to taking these front legs off for a mount if you don't have a saw. And if you had a saw, you just saw the leg and cut it. But when you're caping a deer, a lot of your taxidermists say make a ring about halfway down, what would be, the middle of his arm. A ring all the way around it, and then you come up the white. You never cut any brown fur. Come up the line where the white meets the brown on the white side, and you can come all the way to his armpit. However, I don't like doing that because I don't want to show any seam in case I want to do this deer as like a pedestal mount. So I'll make my ring, and then I'll work underneath the skin, and I'll show you how to come up here to this joint. And then once you cut the leg off at this joint, you just pull him out like a squirrel. And I do it that way so there's no cuts except for on part of the skin. The taxidermist will never use. It allows the taxidermist or the tannery to make their own cuts exactly how they want to minimize the stitches that are in a mount. And you can also, some taxidermists say you come down the back, and you can do that, but there's going to be a big sew line down his back. I don't like that. So even when I'm skull capping this, they say you can make a V cut or a Y cut. I don't even do that. I will just, from the bottom side of the antlers, I will make one incision right here and then work my way around on the inside. It's a lot harder, takes a lot more time, but then you just have one line of stitching on the very back in this long hair where you won't be able to see it. Nothing down the back, so if you get a good turn in a pedestal, you won't show any stitches. But I'll get back and I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. So right halfway through, I'll cut him all the way to the bone, but you don't have to. You can just cut the skin. And you see it kind of pulls up. So then from there, you could come up the white, and sometimes I'll come up the white a little bit if I know I'm not going to make a pedestal mount. But if we do this deer in a pedestal, I want to have the option. So I just stick my knife up under the skin, and then I'm just going to ring him around right here. Do the same on this side. Just free it all up so that I can roll his skin up like a sleeve. And really, it's only tied in on the front side. And if you're able to lift the deer higher to do this, it's better. Then you can get up under him and all that. But life's about problem solving. You got to make do with what you're given. So I think we can work on him down here. All right, so then once you free it up, you can roll it up just like you roll it down from the top over there. And, cut it free from the muscle. Just be careful not to go through the underside of the skin. All right, so then get to this point right here. This is where we're going to cut the leg off at the joint to keep from having to do it with a saw. So on this back joint right here, on what would be his elbow, you want to cut on the top side of it all the way to the bone. So you see this with the camera. I use my right hand to hold the skin back, and I cut all the way to the bone right there in that joint. And then on the same side, make a ring all the way around it. Do the muscle, be careful not to cut the skin. All right, so then I take him, and on the inside of the joint, so right here on the inside, you can feel, I cut on the top side, you can feel the joint right here. On the bottom side of the joint, you can kind of feel the separation right here on his elbow. So then you take a cut right here, and I'm pushing pressure. I'm pushing like this. So give it a little leverage so that when I find that seam, it'll pop. And so it joints right here, right through there. And if you cut and you just can't get nothing but bone, rule of thumb is to move down 1/4 of an inch closer to his feet. And you will find that seam. There it is right there. And then once you find it, it doesn't take much pressure at all. And boom, there it is. And then just cut all the muscle away from it. And then we've taken the leg off at the joint. Got no sharp point sticking out either. So when you do quarter a shoulder, if you didn't want to debone it, you can throw it in a trash bag. You're not really going to poke through the bag. Well, now once you get to this point, you know, we roll this cape down. You can just pull this cape out easy. Just, you know, I say like a squirrel, but just like a shirt. We're going to do the other one. Finish caping him on down to his head. Hope that helps you skin one if you don't have a saw.